Welcome to the StockMentor.com studios here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your stock mentor, Brian Johnson, making professional trading simple. And as the bull riders here in South Dakota say, woohoo-wee! What a day. What a wild ride that was. Just when you thought the bulls or the bears might start to, maybe do some damage. What did I say? Pow! Here come the bulls. Slap the hand. Not quite yet. And here we are, back to square one again for the Bears. All taken care of in one day. On major, awesome earnings by such companies as, what was it, Citigroup and, oh, wait, no. They didn't do so well today. But the markets don't care. Once again, I don't, the news doesn't make the markets. The market makes the news, and it's just going to do what it's going to do. And that's precisely what we saw again today. Here's briefing.com. Citigroup, 33 cents, just met. Nothing special there. TD Ameritrade, it missed earnings, which isn't a big, necessarily a huge company, but I'm assuming that the huge run up had everything to do with the Parker Hannifin earnings that came out and blew away. I don't think so. I don't get anything to do with earnings. Apparently, it's being attributed to the election going on in Massachusetts. So apparently, if Brown loses, the market will be right back down to where it was tomorrow. Who knows? The markets, like I said, are going to do what they're going to do. But as it stands right now, it appears that there are some publications that are going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out exactly what's going on here in the markets again, because it's all back to square one. The top is not quite in yet. We could be forming it. Maybe everything turns around tomorrow, but as of right now, we made some new highs in some of the indices. So we'll continue to watch that and see if tomorrow makes any difference. Now, remember what I've said in the past. If you can't break a certain level, for instance, i.e., 1150 on the SPX, what do? You just gap above it. You just gap around it. So let's see if tomorrow brings forth some awesome earnings from, I don't know who's reporting tomorrow. Let's go down and take a look here. Before, let's see, after the close, we've got CREE, by the way, was going to be a great trade. I was really looking forward to playing that, and that broke down earlier than I expected. CSX, IBM, of course, we talked about that. We'll see how they do tonight. Really, tomorrow, it's Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank Corp. So this should have a Bank of America. This should have some Bank of New York. Wow, look at all the banks. Coach. So we should see maybe something tomorrow gets affected by all of this. But today's earnings, especially in the banks, didn't make a difference. It's as though they already expected this, they saw it coming, and they really, really don't care. Them being the markets, by the way. So we'll see if that makes any difference in the morning. If there's anything else that comes out that could potentially, liven things up. But huge moves today in a whole bunch of different areas. Probably because earnings, really, honestly, probably because earnings have just been good the last few earnings seasons. There's been no reason not to be bearish. All right, so here we go. Dow at new highs. This is why I say let the charts tell you which way to go. We didn't get any kind of a break of these major levels down here, especially 10,500. So no reason to start pouring in bearish yet. The bulls are still in command. The Dow on a daily, if we take a look, we can see that kind of high base formation I said could form here. I made mention that we've seen big down days like this back here and back here and back here and back here, and they've all been met by heavy buying, if not the next day, very soon afterwards. So here we have this same type of a look, starting this move up. Maybe a base sideways. Maybe we pull back a little bit tomorrow and continue to make this high base type of a look before a bigger move up happens again later on. That's what we've been seeing. No reason to think it can't happen. Here's the NASDAQ up at almost new highs. Really would like to see this above 1900 to get more bullish on it. But you can see here, nothing broken from the bull side, as I've been saying all along. Push up today in the NASDAQ, huge push up, 1.66% today. In the NASDAQ. It was the biggest mover, and you'll see that reflected in Apple. I know for sure. I haven't checked Goog, but you can see that it's still being held back, though, by these upper areas of like 1900, and B, this little trend line. I'm still really liking this trend line that we've seen in here. Still kind of seeing a high base formation though, which is ultimately bullish, holding above the 20-day moving average. Letting the charts make the decision for us. Weekly, we're just into the week. I'm not going to worry about it quite yet. However, I will say that a break above that 1900 area, why not 1970? That seems to be the next level to be pushed to if we break hard up and over this 1900 area on the NASDAQ. I think that decision will really be made by a lot of the earnings when they come out. I think I said Google reports Tuesday. I was wrong. That is Thursday. Sorry for that. Here we have the SPX, and you can see it getting ever so slightly poking its head above this upper. It's close enough to being right on it, but you can see where it closed at 1150.23. Previous high was 1150.41. The high of the day, 1150.45. So it is ever so slightly above this particular high here. And what are we seeing? Pretty much what I talked about this weekend, and that's a new trading range between the 1130, could be 1132.50 area, on up to 1150. I'm going to call it 1130 to 1150 for the new trading range. Waiting for breaks of those levels before we see another push wherever, higher or lower. Here we have a break above, hold, 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 and once again, hold of this upper trend line today. So, waiting to see where we go tomorrow. Maybe we see another quick duck back down tomorrow. Maybe this volatility continues, but still got to be neutral to bullish at this point. Looking for a break up and over that area. Even a break of 1 or 2 points up in the morning, still going to have people scrambling back to the drawing boards on some of their predictions that the top was in. SPX on a weekly, once again, still only Tuesday, not too worried about where we're at right now, but looking ahead, we get a push up and over this 1150, 1155 area. Why not 1200? You know what? Heck, why not 1, 2, 3, 4? That seems to be where this 200 period moving average is here on the weekly. Maybe we can achieve that as well. VIX on a daily. Moved back down today. 1.84%, 33 cents down. Really? Bigger time frame, still caught in between this kind of trading range we've been watching. Dotted line, lower green, whatever, however you want to look at it. Once again, it is the weekly, so still got a little bit of time left before we see exactly what's going to happen down here. All I know is there is still no fear in the markets. Apple, huge move today. Seeing it come down into this channel, we saw a break of that and now a hold of that back here.